Europe is going directly after the red states over Donald Trump's tariffs. Trump picked a fight with Europe, and they are hitting back hard. But the twist is that they are trying to make the pain land mostly in Republican states. This is very interesting. And this is what happens when Trump plays tough on trade without a real plan. Trump slapping these tariffs on steel and aluminum from Europe. And in response, the EU is dropping billions in counter tariffs on American goods, but they're being very careful about exactly what they are going after. They are going after soybeans from Louisiana. They're going after beef and poultry from Kansas and Nebraska. They're going after produce from Alabama and Georgia and Virginia. Really red states, Virginia sometimes the exception, depending on whether you're talking local or national elections. Georgia did vote for Biden in 2020, but generally a red state. And meanwhile, the blue states, Europe is not targeting. Why? Because our allies know that this is a Trump problem. This is not an America problem. On the bonus show a couple days ago, producer Pat and I talked about how my experiences in Canada, in Europe recently, even in South America, people's reaction when they hear that I'm from the United States is not to go, oh, you bastards with the Trump stuff. It's to assume I'm not party to it. I'm not part of it. I'm not supportive of it. And of course, they're correct when it comes to Trump. But the idea here is that Europe is doing what it can to avoid hurting the states that didn't vote for this nonsense. Now, of course, it's a little bit, that there are people who voted for Harris in red states, and there are people who voted for Trump in blue states. What was it? 35-40% of Texas voted for Harris. 35-40% of Massachusetts voted for Trump. But there's probably no more accurate shorthand other than maybe, cities and rural. But what the European Commission is trying to do is say tariffs are bad for everybody. They raise prices, they kill jobs, they make the economy more unstable. American businesses seem to agree. Chamber of Commerce is begging for negotiations. Trump doesn't care. He did this in the first term. The tariffs didn't work out well. So now the EU is rolling out these counter tariffs in phases. First, they're bringing back old tariffs from the last Trump trade war. Then they're slapping new ones on 20 billion in American exports next month. And the reality is that Trump's so-called America First policies are leaving American workers last. That's who really suffers here. And the European Union was ready. Red states were not. So soon, you're going to start hearing from angry, furious Republican lawmakers saying farmers are furious with us. Factory workers are furious with us. Business owners are furious with us. Now, there's another aspect to this, and this is so important to understand. One reason that tariffs hit red states harder is that many red states rely on one or sometimes two key industries. And on average, blue states have more diversified economies. Look at Nebraska and Kansas. Agriculture. That's the dominant industry, period. When tariffs hit beef, poultry, soybeans, there is nowhere to hide. West Virginia, heavily dependent on coal. If coal struggles, West Virginia struggles. Now compare that to California. California has tech, entertainment, agriculture, and manufacturing. Compared to New York, finance, media, tourism, major drivers of the economy. Massachusetts, biotech, robotics, AI, healthcare, higher education, finance, insurance, tourism, defense, aerospace, and manufacturing. If one sector takes a hit, there are other industries to absorb the impact. And this is why Donald Trump's reckless policies trigger the economic retaliation, and red states end up feeling the pain more directly. They do not have the same economic safety nets that blue states do. Trump got his tough guy moment. It ignores the fact that his voters are going to be the ones paying for it, but he got his moment. I have a book coming out. I've spent a long time working on this. I couldn't be more excited to share it with you. It is called The Echo Machine, and it answers a crucial question. How did American politics get so broken? And just as importantly, how do we fight back effectively before it's too late? Trump back in the White House, damage piling up, an administration filled with extremists and loyalists, attacks on democratic institutions, policies hurting working people. If you've felt like you're screaming into the void and watching democracy slip away, my book, The Echo Machine, will help you make sense of what's happening and also give you an idea of what we can do about it. Go to davidpakman.com/echo or find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, anywhere books, ebooks, and audiobooks are sold. You can also call any local bookstore and say, I'd like David Pakman's The Echo Machine from Beacon Press. Pre-orders make a huge difference. Please support the book at davidpakman.com/echo.